everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jez and today it's going to be the start of a new week in my life / reading vlogs. I want to give you this quick reading update before I start this vlog, but the reason why I've started this vlog, right, is because I plan to go and get my first haircut ever in a salon. I haven't had a haircut from a professional, as in a hairdresser or anything like that, for 3 years. Which is crazy to say and crazy to think. I have been trimming my own hair and keeping on top of my hair like that. So my plan is to get my hair dyed and cut and styled on Friday. Let's move on to the quick book update. Since I spoke to you last, I have finished 2 books. It has been almost a week since I last spoke to you guys in a vlog. Just because I've been so stressed about my IP. I mentioned this earlier in my other vlog. In my reading vlog. So stressed about my IP. My deadline is Thursday. I finished Flawless by Elsie Silver, which you guys would have most definitely predicted that I would finish this, and I did. I think I'm gonna give this 3.5 stars. I did really enjoy it, to be honest, and particularly the latter half of the book where they were together. I also felt like their communication was strong, to be completely honest. They had really great communication all throughout. I do think the things that happened were unfortunate, but I loved the ending, and it seems a bit dramatic. Honestly, that ending probably put me up to 4 stars when I first finished this book, but I think overall it's like a 3.75, 3.5 star book. It is a really great book. I can't wait to read the others in the series. I think I'm going to enjoy the next book more though, because it follows the grumpy brother, Cade, and his babysitter. And then a book that you guys haven't seen, because another reason why I didn't vlog straight after the other vlog is because mine and Luke's anniversary was the following day on Thursday. Luke was working, unfortunately, but we did go out and celebrate on Friday. Now, we don't really buy anniversary gifts, but what we decided to do this year was like a spin-off of the 30-second timer. You can pick whatever you want. Whatever books you want, videos. So we kind of got inspired by those, but instead we kind of set like a cap. So Luke basically said I can get 4 books, and then I basically price matched him in the Lego store, because obviously if I give him a 30-second timer in the Lego store, he can spend a hell of a lot more money than I could in a bookstore. I did get 3 books, and one of those was this one that I have finished since speaking to you guys, and that is The Scarlet Veil by Shalby Mahurin. This is the Waterstones exclusive edition. Look how stunning. I do have a couple of tabs in here. I think I'm probably going to just take them out, but look how stunning this edition is! Then the hardcover has a printed design on it, and you also have just lacy end papers, and yeah, this basically is the start of a spin-off. From what I understand, it's going to be a duology by Shalby Mahurin. That is a spin-off from the Serpent and Dove series. Now, I cannot believe that I did not know that this was coming out, but to be honest, maybe that made me enjoy it way more. This has vampires in, and I ate this book up, and this just has vampires in, and it makes me so happy. Oh, I just can't. I can't. The ending, wild. Wild. And this is a young adult fantasy romance series, although they do visit a brothel in here, and I was a bit shocked at that, you know, in a YA book they visited a brothel. I was a bit confused, but maybe it's more like a new adult, but you can find it in the young adult section. But this edition is absolutely stunning as well, and that was a definite 5-star read. And The Scarlet Veil basically is going to take the Song of the Mark's place. So I chose The Song of the Marked as a book with "the" in the title, but I'm going to change it to be The Scarlet Veil because I'm just not really feeling this book right now. And then final update is the Atlas 6. I did spin and I roll, and I landed on Go Randomize Your TBR, and basically you have to pick your TBR, randomize a number, and I used my Goodreads to count out which book that was, and that is The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake, which you guys know I've put down for 3 months now. And I am now on page 269, and originally I was on page 188, so I have read almost 100 pages of this progress-wise, but I definitely need another book to read alongside this. So let's add even more onto this long chatty introduction. I'm gonna spin for another Spooktoberfun prompt. Okay, here's our virtual dice roller, and let's roll the dice. 3. So by the way, we are on Go Randomize Your TBR because that is where I landed last. I don't think I filmed that roll actually, but that's where I last rolled to. So 3. 1, 2, 3. Less than 300 pages. Need Me by Tessa Bailey is 233 pages without the extra for the next book that she's going to recommend you. I didn't love the first book in the series, and I have been putting off putting off reading the rest of the series because I didn't like that one, so this could be a good choice. Let me just check the order though, because I've got the next two which like make up the trilogy. I'm gonna give it a go as the next read. Okay guys, I am gonna do one more dice roll just to see what prompt we get. Let's hope it's not something really bad. But let's roll our, oh that's fine, let's roll our dice. 7. Okay, let's get our prompt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Feed scroll. Okay, so this is basically the first book that I own that comes up on like my Instagram feed. Up ahead is a ACOTAR spoiler, so please skip ahead 10 to 20 seconds if you do not want to be spoiled for an ACOMAF quote. It's an A Court of Mist and Fury one, but obviously I could read A Court of Mist and Fury honestly without going into Court of Thorns and Roses, but I'm not going to. But I could read A Court of Thorns and Roses because it is the first book in the series, so that is a definite option. I am still screen recording, so I will scroll a little bit longer and see if I can get one that's like the first in the series and one that I own. Okay guys, it is going to be ACOTAR because the next one to come on my feed was this. This was the next thing to come up on my scrolls. A Court of Thorns and Roses, and like basically the whole ACOTAR series aesthetics. And then I scrolled a bit further and we have Sarah J Maas confirming that she's working on the next ACOTAR novel. So it's safe to say we're going to be reading ACOTAR. I am on the ACOTAR side of BookTube, like Bookstagram though. And honestly, it's not a new book, but I have been wanting to do a reread for the longest time. It is Thursday the 19th and it is 16 minutes past 4. I haven't started Need Me by Tessa Bailey because I'm nervous about it. Nor have I continued with The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. I'm still on page 268. I do want to finish this month though because I have been like partially reading it for 3 months, so it is my goal to finish it. However, comfort read and a reread for me, I am further through A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. I'm on page 75 now, which is chapter 8. I didn't remember how despicable Feyre's sisters were at the beginning of this story. Like, what? I didn't remember how much I hated them, and now it's making me reconsider if I even like Nesta, because I loved her in The Court of Silver Frames. And guys, honestly, I didn't remember how much of a dick I didn't remember how bad they both were. Update, I will talk about the elephant in the room being my new hair, and probably tomorrow when you guys can see it a bit better. But yes, my hair is not dark brown like I originally thought I was going to get it. It is in fact, it's like a really, really deep purpley red that in light looks red, in shadows looks purple, and then in darker lighting looks brown. So yeah, it's really interesting, super dimensional, and I'm absolutely in love with my new hair. I wanted to update guys because I just got back from watching the Taylor Swift Eras Tour film and I loved it so much. I went with my other friend called Jess and we had the best time. In there it was literally like a concert. It was so much fun. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was so much fun. Yeah, had a great time. And something I'm never going to forget, honestly. I wanted to show you guys a book that I picked up today from the works when I was with Luke as well. I got From Luke Off With Love by Mariana Sabata. This was on sale for £3. I'm not sure why. One of them actually had like glued pages together, but this one is like in pristine condition. This one is about figure skaters, ice skaters, I believe, who like hate each other on like the ice. It says they're the coldest of enemies off the ice, but could their shared passion on the ice turn to unexpected heat? So I think they're figure skating partners and they like seem like they have such great like chemistry, but off the ice they hate each other. A few reading updates for you guys. I don't think I've read any further in ACOTAR since I last spoke to you. I'm on page 75 chapter 8, so I haven't touched that since I last spoke to you guys. Neither have I touched the Atlas 6. However, in a shocking turn of events, I have actually finished Need Me by Tessa Bailey. This was only 250 pages long, and I will say guys, I read this all in one sitting and I absolutely adored it. It was so good. I definitely enjoyed this way more than the first book in this series. If you guys didn't know, the first book in this series took me ages to finish, even though it is a small book. And I also just really disliked it. I think I just didn't really connect to any of the characters. They were just a bit unrealistic to me. This was just so cutesy. I really enjoyed it. And then the book that I'm reading that is not one of my Bookoply roles is one of my Kindle books, which is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Okay guys, I just finished filming. It's taken me literally all day to film because my camera battery died and I only have one battery. But the video is all on an SD card. It is, I think, coming up to 5 in the evening now, which is not ideal. But I basically filmed a favourites video. Yeah, it's 3 minutes to 5. Not ideal, but I'm going to start editing straight away. Luke finishes work at 6, so got a little bit of wee leeway. But first I need to tidy this whole entire mess of some of the favourite books that I've read this year so far. And I also wanted to show you guys, so focus for me. I also want to show you guys I started wrapping Christmas presents. These are Luke's. I got this like absolutely adorable Brussels sprout wrapping paper. I love it. Anyway, I'm trying to be like ahead of the game this year for Christmas. Normally I'm like the last minute queen. But yeah, I was wrapping some presents earlier. I actually made progress. I didn't make progress last night, but I did make progress today on The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. And I am currently on page, one second. I'm currently on page 404, which I personally think is a bloody win. Let's get tidying. Okay, we're gonna do another row. Oh, let's just crop the bottom of the TBR. Hang on a sec, guys. There you go. We're gonna do another row. I actually got the dice out because I bothered to go and get them, but yeah, let's go. I did finish a book last night, so we're gonna roll 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Daphne du Maurier. I don't remember what that prompt actually means, but I am scared of it. Gee. Right, we've got Daphne du Maurier. Luke's gonna do one roll as well. 4 and 3. 7?
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a toffee apple. Okay, so toffee apple, we could do something like sweet, I guess. I don't remember what this prompt actually means. Okay, so I just went back on to the Bookoply announcement video that Becca did on YouTube to clarify my prompts. This is what she says about Daphne du Maurier.
She is the queen of an ooky, spooky, unsettling, suspenseful atmosphere. So for this, you are going to be reading a gothic novel. This can be modern gothic or it can be classic gothic, but you want something where you can cut the atmosphere with a knife.
And I'm assuming as well anything that kind of like you associate with gothicness. I feel like gothic, spooky, things like that is kind of like I associate that with, you know, like Bram Stoker's Dracula, Rebecca's like Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, the Picture of Dorian Gray, those kind of classics. And because of that, I'm going to allow myself to have The King of Battle and Blood by Scarlett St. Clair as my book for this prompt because there's vampires in it. And then I also clarified on toffee apple. So I thought this meant a sweet read, but that's actually what candy corn means.
So the first one is toffee apple or candy apple, I guess, if you're from the US. And the prompt for this is to read a sticky book. And that is a book that you don't think you're going to be able to put down. So it's sticky, like it keeps drawing you back in. Obviously, you won't know ahead of time whether you're going to have that level of compulsion when you're reading. But like Colleen Hoover is an author that is like a sticky author for me. Like when I start on Colleen Hoover, I'm reading it in like 2 days.
So we need something that's like a sticky book that I don't think I'm going to be able to put down. Now this is honestly quite tricky. Like I could go and say like A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J Maas because anything Sarah J Maas like I cannot put down. But to be honest, I have been stuck to any of these 3 books, like any of the Emily McIntyre books I've read, and I do want to finish this series by the end of this year, so this could be a definite choice. The other option, as I said, is probably A Game of Retribution by Scarlett St. Clair as well. I don't know, like I've just been highly anticipating reading this. Or we could go for the second Elsie Silver book for like a romance, change it up a bit. These are going to be our 3 choices. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go downstairs and let Luke read like the back of them, and then he can choose which one we choose, because I feel like either of these 3 will probably be like unputdownables. Slightly weird camera angle, but Luke has chosen, and from the 3 he chose Wretched by Emily McIntyre, which I am really excited about. I'm really looking forward to having these to be the next 2 reads. Of course, I am still currently reading ACOTAR by Sarah J Maas, A Court of Thorns and Roses. I am just slowly reading this though, because it is a reread for me, and I am rereading it with a friend, so I'm hoping to have it finished by the end of this month, but I'm not really in like a super big rush to read them. And I'm still reading The Pumpkin Spice Cafe on my Kindle app as well as like my nighttime read. But last night, let's talk, I finished The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. There was so much to unpack here. I feel like at points I felt dumb. I just really struggled to get through it, and I feel like, you know, when I was reading the book, I was really enjoying it, I was into it. But when I put it down, I just kind of could put it down for ages and not really care too much. The pacing is kind of slow in here, and maybe that's what it is, but I've read slow paced books before and like read them all, I don't know. It was confusing, but I did really like this. The ending was so interesting to me. I really struggled at the beginning because like the characters to me weren't very like distinguished in my head. I didn't really care about who was who, so sometimes like I would be reading someone's POV and I have to go back to the start to like reread whose POV that actually is. But yeah, I do think I will continue this series. It's not going to be one of my favourites by any means, but I definitely am interested to see what happens in the next book. I feel like this is just the start of seeing the capabilities of these medians and how talented they are. Please take this as your sign to clean your water bottle. We all know we don't do it enough. Thought I'd just let you guys into the morning music session whilst I was getting ready. I was making tea, breakfast, and getting my lunch ready for the day because I was going to build a willow igloo. Guys, this honestly feels like I'm about to do an interview, but it is 13 minutes past 7 now. I was listening to Taylor Swift, but I am running fashionably. Well, I'm not running late yet, right? I'm just really cutting it close to almost running late. Guys, I have no idea if I'm in frame. I just hope I am. I've sat on the dining room table literally in the middle of our kitchen. I feel like I'm interviewing myself right now, but I am absolutely exhausted. I don't know if you guys can see the literal amount of mud all over me. It's all over my sports leggings. That was a lot more physical labour than I think all of us thought it was going to be. I am dying to have... I know I took a small piece of cake, you know, today with me, but it is now literally 7 hours later. We've been working on it all day. I'm gonna have another slice of cake and a cup of tea, and I'm gonna run myself a nice bath, have some Epsom salts and a bath bomb in it, because my lower back is not looking good, guys. But to be fair, it was quite fun. Like, we've done a lot today, and I think tomorrow we're literally just gonna be filling in any sparse places and things like that. Like, we're not gonna have as much to do. I feel like we are pretty much there as far as we can get for now, because obviously the leaves need to grow back onto the wood. But not bad, you know, not bad. Hey guys, so it is 20 past 4 on the 24th of October, and I thought I'd give you guys a bit of an update. I have been home since I think 2 in the afternoon. I left really early this morning to go and finish the project that I was working on for a group assignment. We're not like completely finished, but we've done like the building of the actual product, which I will eventually show you to you guys. Actually, I would love to have like a whole convo about how we did it and everything. But I don't think I can do that without like putting our work and grades at risk, so I'm not going to do that. I finished just now King of Battle and Blood by Scarlett St. Clair. I actually started this yesterday and I read to page 300, so I literally only had a couple of pages to finish today. I read practically this whole book yesterday. However, I don't know what it is, and this is what I felt as well in A Touch of Ruin. There just felt like there was a lack to the romance. At the start it was so good, I really liked them together, and then stuff started happening and other things happened and it just felt like they were getting more and more distant, but then they like announced their love to each other, and I just was so confused by that. I will continue the duology because it is only a duology, and the second book is already out, and I definitely do want to again read it probably next month, or even near the end of this month. Now I feel like it's sat at 3, and I feel disappointed in that. Like, it is a high 3, probably like a 3.5, like 3.5, 3.75 stars. I feel like the reason why I feel disappointed in that is because I really wanted to love this, but I have every chance to love the second book in the duology. So I did devour it, but I feel like I want something else. I'm hoping this one will give me a like higher star feeling, because we've had 2 books now that have like been, you know, kind of like mid-range, I guess. Well, 2 books that have been 3.5 stars, which are not bad ratings, but I feel like I want something to just suck me in, but a way that it's like so good. Like, and I have rated the other 2 in this series by Emily McIntyre highly. I've given one 5 stars and one a 4-star rating, so I am really excited to see my thoughts and feelings on this book. Okay guys, it is now, it's exactly 8:15. That's quite satisfying actually. I had some food, not dinner, but like I had noodles earlier. I am on page 198 of Wretched Now, chapter 22. This book is so good, so good. I'm allowing myself to have like the afternoons off today and, well, yesterday and today, which is why I've been able to do so much reading. I don't normally get this much reading done, but I am on half term currently. I reckon I could probably get to page 300 by the time that Luke comes home, and then we'll have like a late dinner, probably snuggle down on the sofa together, watch something, and then I think there might be a new Simon Sunday out. Simon Sunday. I think there might be like a new more Simon video up, so we might watch that together. Okay guys, you guys can probably hear the rain and thunderstorm that is currently going on. I think it's Storm Babette, but it's now 8 minutes to 10 and I have finished Wretched. Guys, I want more of them together. I want more of them together. This is the first time in the series that I felt like that. Like, I want their story and I want their story. I want to see the gap in between the ending and the epilogue, and then I want to see in between the epilogue and the extended epilogue. I really loved them together. I think they were so good to each other. It was so good. I'm definitely going to be giving this 5 stars. Shock horror. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can see by like my visceral reaction the whole way through. I'm definitely going to be giving this one 5 stars. So good, guys. It was so good. I just can't think. Like, I can't think it was that good, but I definitely want to roll again. I'm in such a big reading mood right now. Like, such a big reading mood. So let's do another roll. Okay, sorry that the lighting is not the best, but the last roll we landed on was Toffee Apple. That's what our little Lego figure is stood on. Let's roll our dice. Oh no! We rolled a double, which in the rules of Bookopoly, you have to choose 2 books for the next prompt. 1, 2, 3, 4, a Becca-Rec. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I really love watching Becca's YouTube videos, but I don't read the same types of books as her, so I think I'm gonna have to scroll through and look through her channel. I have seen her rec videos, like the things that come to mind are like Robin Hobb and things like that, but I am not going to be capable of reading that and finishing it this month, so that's not something that I want to, I guess, go through with. Okay guys, so I went through quickly. I ended up typing into the search bar Becca's romance recs, and she only has fantasy romance rec videos. So she's got one that she uploaded 2 months ago, which is fantasy romance recommendations for every reader, and then I also watched one from a year ago as well. I did just realise she did one 6 months ago, which is probably more up to date as well. She recommended Guild by Raven Kennedy. She also recommends Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerri Maniscalco. Now, I have wanted to read this for a very long time. I've wanted to read this for a very long time. I recently got my hands on it. It was an anniversary gift from Luke, so that could be a definite choice. These are both starts to a series. In there, she doesn't show this particular book, but she talks about A Touch of Darkness, which is the Hades and Persephone saga by Scarlett St. Clair. Now, what I feel would probably, well, and the next book that I have to read in that series is A Game of Retribution. This is the second Hades saga book. So yeah, I could continue the series. Now, I feel like the smart thing to do would honestly be to continue the series that I'm already partway through, and then choose one of these 2, either Kingdom of the Wicked or Guild, to read. Now, Guild has been on my TBR longer, so I feel like maybe I should read this, but then this one just has intrigued me for the longest time. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I always do when I'm not sure, and that is I'm going to get Luke to choose when he comes home which of these two will be the next one I read. Guys, I once again forgot to end the reading vlog, but I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. I'd like to see more videos from me, and I'll catch you guys all in my next one. Bye!